Hi everyone, I'm Melissa from the Devil's Workshop and welcome to our Back to Basics series. In this series, we'll be showing you tools and techniques to use to get started with silversmithing. Today I'll be showing you how to properly fit a blade into your saw frame so that you can cut with ease. This will also help you get faster with replacing your saw blade so that when you break one, as most of us do when we're first starting out with cutting metal, you'll be able to easily replace the blade. In terms of safety, there isn't much of a chance of hurting yourself here, but you may wear safety glasses if it makes you feel safer. This is a saw frame. This is a standard width of 3 inches wide. They do come in wider widths for wider pieces of metal. The ideal thing is that you want to make sure that your metal can fit in this area of the frame. So if you have a larger piece of metal, then you might need a wider saw frame. But for most standard cutting, you can use this 3-inch saw frame. Now, this has 3 places which we're going to note. There's the top screw here, the bottom screw here, and the side screw here. You'll notice here that the side is loose, and that allows the frame to move up and down. This is so that we can increase our tension later on. So I'll show you how to do that once we actually put the blade in. In terms of blades, this is the blade that I'll be using today. This is a number 2/0 blade, which is good for cutting metal of about 1 millimeter thick or a little less than 1 millimeter thick. I've placed a link to a chart below in the description so that you can see what the ideal number blade is for the thickness of metal that you will be cutting. This is what we tend to use for all of the cutting at our shop. And the important thing to remember when you are placing the blade in your saw frame is you want to feel which direction the teeth are going in. So you'll feel on one side of the blade it's smooth, there are no teeth whatsoever. On the other side of the blade it's smooth going in one direction and rough, it kind of catches on your finger in the other direction. You want to make sure that those rough points, which are the teeth, are pointing out and down so that when you run your finger up, you feel the teeth, and when you run down, it's smooth. We're going to be placing the blade into the top opening here in the saw frame. So you'll open this up by turning the screw, slip that in there, and then you'll turn it clockwise. And you want to make sure that this is quite tight when you do this, because if it is not tight and you start cutting, then your blade is going to slip out of there. Next, we're going to put this into the bottom opening here on the blade. And if you're finding that your saw is a little too high or a little too low, just move the side of the saw frame accordingly. So we'll place that into the opening here. And again, twist to close counterclockwise. We have one more area to tighten, which is the side here. And that's going to give all of the tension on our blade. So what you're going to do is take your non-dominant hand and make sort of like an L shape like this. Your forefingers will go on the bar of the saw. Your thumb will go on the bottom of the saw frame here. And then you're going to squeeze them together. And as you squeeze, take your other hand, and tighten this counterclockwise. Now, you should hear a high-pitched pinging noise, and that will indicate that you have the right tension for cutting. If it's too loose, so I'll just undo this and show you, if it's too loose, you're not going to have a very good time cutting. So make sure that it's nice and tight. Congratulations! You now know how to load a blade and you are ready to cut. Please let us know in the comments if there is another technique that you would like to see in our Back to Basics series. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.